Hello and welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. Oh no, DJ Ray, don't worry. I did not have technical issues. I just was having a little bit of timing issues today. But I'm so glad we are all here back for another edition of Sports Betting Illuminated. And let me tell you, I missed you guys last stream, but I was so busy out there having fun at Holy, I don't even know what, it was like the colors all over me. It was so much fun. How are you doing tonight? Thank you so much, DJ Ray, for dropping in my newsletter, telling people where they could stay in touch with me. By the way, guys, I do have a newsletter. It goes out every single day. And yeah, it's a wonderful thing. If you want to stay in touch with me, if you want to see my latest photos, if you want to hear my latest sports picks, by the way, it's free to join. I don't charge anyone anything. I'm not like a sports subscription service where you have to, pay a certain fee to get my email. It is all free and on arielcalista.com. Hey, Tony. I missed you guys. I'm so happy to be back. Hi, Tech Science. DJ Ray, thanks for reminding everyone to hit that thumbs up button for the stream. Thumbs up if you like the outfit today. Let me show you real quick. I was just feeling, it's starting to get a little hot here, so it's feeling something a little more casual. But yeah, it's nice, it's bright, it's cheery. It was raining all day, and I am so happy that now it's nice and sunny. I want to go outside, sit in my hammock, relax, got a little bit of a suntan going on. But that's probably going to be tomorrow. It's been raining all day, and now it's fresh, it's nice outside, and I am loving the spring weather. But it got cold for the past few days. Thank you, DJ. Hey, Tyler, how you doing today? Alrighty, you're gonna love the 2-minute drill. It's a lot of fun. Of course, always, DJ Ray. Woo, we are almost there, Tony. I can't wait. That is when I can actually start monetizing the YouTube channel and all of that fun stuff. We are getting so close. So if you have friends who haven't subscribed to me yet, tell them, let them know this is the spot to be. Spencer, welcome in. All right, let's just go over my current ROIs. In hockey, we're sitting at a 32.2% return with a 65.2% win rate. We've played 135 units so far this season. And in the NBA, we have a 28.6% ROI with a 70.6% win rate on 187 units played so far this season. I do need 500, so tell your friends, tell your family, tell anyone who's really interested in sports betting that YouTube, Ariel Calista, that's the place to come hang out, watch some live shows. I know if I keep posting these 2-minute drills to YouTube, maybe we'll start hitting that follower count there, but we are getting close. So yeah. Definitely not I don't know, unless I go viral overnight. It has been a little bit of a grind with the YouTube channel, pretty much all the channels too. Okay, so let's get started by sitting back, relaxing, and getting our minds right so that we could win all of these wagers today. This is Helios Drift. It's citrusy, it has a grounding finish, it has a lot of terpenes in here. But it's really for just like keeping you balanced, keeping you feeling really good. Thank you. I would love for you guys to get the Ari word out. I'd love to see like more people coming in here to the streams, joining us. I think it makes our picks sharper. It just makes everything so much better and flow. All right. Sit back, relax, and get your minds right. Two days ago was my favorite holiday. Oh, I bet you could guess. Ooh, I bet you could guess what holiday that was. It's an easy one. April 20th, 420. Of course, I had to celebrate by getting lit all day and doing a few extra drops of Delta 8, Delta 9 at night. An elixir. Aw, thank you, Tony. That is so sweet. I really appreciate it. An octopus has 9 brains. Ari has 10. Oh, thank you. It is a good strain. I'm really enjoying it. One more hit. Oh. One more strong hit. Guess I need to clean out my bong a little bit. I've been smoking a lot of weed lately. Let's dive into the NBA today. Of course, as you know, I've been a little bit, still shaky on baseball so far. I would say, there's a lot of stuff we're looking at, but do I have any confident plays in baseball tonight? I don't know. A little bit. I see some things that are starting to develop. So we'll take a look at that, but we are going to start in the NBA. Actually, no. I changed my mind. We're going to start in baseball just because some of these games are at 6:45. So 30 minutes from now, I've been waiting for a lot of these lines to develop, but I'm not going to lie, it's kind of been a little bit of a slow moving line day, and sometimes that just happens. It was a good one, that's for sure. All right, so taking a look at baseball, let's first talk about this Braves versus Nationals game. So I'm looking at this Braves run line right now. It's sitting at plus 108, but what's more interesting to me here is this total. Right now, this Braves total is sitting at 9.5. It opened up over 9. So that's where it opened. 9 odds were minus 110. That's right where it opened. And I would say if you're looking for some good opening lines that are free, easy to access, maybe starting off somewhere like Sportsbook Review shows you opening lines. It's a good way to just like start looking at the opening lines and then see, where's the current line, get on your local sportsbook. But if you have somewhere to actually just compare all the different sports books at once so you could see all the current lines, a lot of different services offer this, or even just simple places like Action Network that are free. Wager Talk, a lot of these websites offer that as well. I like this over 9.5. It's sitting over 9.5. It's only a half a point towards the over for the Braves Nationals game here. But I would say if this 9.5 looks really good, and I would honestly ladder it. If you're feeling like an action play tonight, I would pull out the step stool. I might even ladder this over 9.5 and really try to find some solid plus money here. Yeah, I did, Tony. It was some high school students. That was the time that they would meet, and they would try to find they would meet to smoke weed after school. But then really the Grateful Dead totally just mass spread like the 420 everything. Like they really like latched onto the code, and then you know, with their concerts and flyers and all of that, now everybody knows. So it's a lot of fun. Hey, long shots. You bet against the Mets, 12-game losing streak. Well, you know what? That has been so bad, and they've spent so much money. Can we talk about this for a second? The Mets have spent so much money on all of their players, yet they're not performing well at all. What do you guys think about this? I mean, do you think maybe some new fresh talent here where, you know, maybe they aren't like the star player, but you know, they're fresh, they're young, they're just coming out of college or even high school. They are starting to recruit players that young now. Do you think that would be good for the Mets, or like what do you think? what do you think is going to break their losing streak? Then comes Cheech and Chong. That is true. I've actually talked to a lot of people like at the Cheech and Chong who, you know, either represented Cheech and Chong or, you know, work for the company. But you're gonna say, check science. Yeah, there are definitely some interesting people out there. I've met a lot of people in the cannabis industry just being around for so many years. But yeah, it is cool, like meeting some big brands like that. All right, so right now that's my first action play is bladdering the Braves over 9.5. The Braves Nationals game over 9.5. I think you could get some good plus money. What plus money? What plus money are you seeing out there right now? Feel free to throw it into the chat. I wanna see what you guys are seeing. If you're getting some really good plus money numbers. What's over 10 looking like? You know? You think the Mets need a good owner, not just a stock jockey spending he wants for loser players. I mean, they have definitely proven they can spend anything they want, but the payoff has not been paying off. My Dodgers are going to win 3 in a row. You know what? They have been doing really well. They've been doing really well. Can't argue with that. Soon to be 13 losses for the Mets. Oh, I know. I mean, honestly, if I was the owner, I would be like, no, but not my team. You know what I'm saying? Not my, not really. I'm just an observer here. All right, let's talk about this other 6:45 game. This is between the Yankees and the Red Sox. I know this is probably highly anticipated. Lots of people have been watching this because it's the Yankees versus Red Sox. It's iconic. So the New York Yankees, just looking at the money line here, opened up at -140. Right now, it's sitting at -130. You know, I mean, I'm still leaning towards the, I don't know, leaning towards the money line, but I don't know about that. But this is going to be a good game to watch. Do you have any plays in this game? Throw them in the chat. Or are you taking maybe some more, you know, exotic bets like prop plays or things like that? Let me know in the comments. I know it's going to be highly watched. So, while I feel like a little bit unshaky about a bet here right now, I do think it'll be a fun game. Oh, wow. You once lost 12 in a row. 12 horse races in a row. Ah, Well, it makes sense if you were injured and you couldn't. I mean, you couldn't participate. Then that makes sense. Then you have people running the show without you, and you don't really know how well are they running the show. It could be like not at all. Have I thought any more about NASCAR? Talladega. Is it Talladega? Did I pronounce it correctly? Oh gosh, I'm really sorry. I've not been following NASCAR that closely. I am so sorry. I'm going to be totally transparent about that. I would love to follow a little bit more. I just, there's only so many sports I could really like have the bandwidth for to cover completely. Like I love sports betting, but what I really love about sports betting is winning and making sure it's backed by data and that like my numbers and analysis are really tight. And sometimes when I get a little too broad, like I start doing too many sports all at once, that's when things get a little shaky. Plus 118 money line. The Dallas Stars. All right. That's a nice plus money play, long shots. You think, sounds like you don't have any faith in Portnoy's horses. So as you guys know, Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports, has gotten very involved in horse racing. And that has been pretty interesting to watch, especially because he's bought a lot of, Substacks, and he's bought a lot of news outlets where, they might be independent creators, but, they're still answering to Portnoy. And a lot of these, what looks like independent writers are coming out against CAW, which is computer assisted wagering and horse racing. And I I personally see like this as something that's very fair. It's the way that the direction is going. And truthfully, with prediction markets and all of that, I don't think you're going to be able to stop computer assisted wagering and horse racing. I think you just have to build a better model, and a lot of the models out there are very outdated for horse racing, but the data is available and it's actually pretty cheap, all things considered, compared to sports data, compared to literally getting sports data, which like unless you're using like the R or Python libraries, it can get very, very expensive. I mean, I'm talking, like 20,000 per sport, like per season. Horse racing data is actually pretty cheap. Hey, Super Pro, how you doing? That is true. What do you think about that? Is my outfit NASCAR worthy? I would say so. What do you think? NASCAR worthy outfit? I do have the Daisy Duke look going on here. So I could see me like out there waving the flag. Woo! I actually did that once. Not for NASCAR. It was like a smaller race, but it was fun out in California. All right. Anyways. Oh yeah, I'd fit right in. 1,000 beats for that. Oh, did it give out beats at NASCAR races? That is so cool. Oh my gosh, tech science. That's good. That's mean. How you doing, Super Pro? All right. So let's go over just one more run line I was looking at in baseball, and this is a little bit later tonight. The Dodgers run line opened up at -1.5, -115. Right now it's sitting at +105. So it does seem like this run line is going in the opposite, going in the wrong direction here. So that does make me feel a little bit shaky about this run line tonight. That's just okay, Tony. Now I know. And now I know. So it's kind of like Mardi Gras in that way. Not that I've ever really been to an official Mardi Gras or even NASCAR race, but one day I'm gonna get to it. I've been so busy lately with work and everything lately, but it's hard launching a new product line. Not the easiest thing in the world. And I just redid all of my labels, so it does kind of look like more like NASCAR labels in a way. All right, so let's talk about the NBA. But before we talk about the NBA, let's talk about the WNBA in the 2-minute drill. I think you guys are going to like this one a lot. Let's get started. WNBA is entering 2026, having officially killed the narrative that it is just a niche league in transition. This isn't just another season, it's the first year of a complete reset. If 2024 was the Caitlin Clark spark and 2025 was the proof of concept, then 2026 is the year that the league has finally achieved scale. The transformation starts with a nightly grind. When a season tips off on May 8th, fans are not looking at a summer exhibition. They are looking at a 44-game season that stretches through late September. And by expanding the schedule, the league, they aren't just selling more tickets, but they're also building statistical depth, which is even better for your AI models. The gap with the NBA still exists, but the WNBA is no longer sprinting just to stay visible. It's moving toward a 52-game roadmap that is fundamentally changing just how these rosters are built. But the real story here isn't the schedule. It's the money. The 2026 collective bargaining agreement is the league's true inflection point. We have finally moved past the era where icons like Asia Wilson or Brianna Stewart were playing for $250,000. Under this new deal, the Supermax has hit $1.4 million. That allows the faces of the league to finally command the 7-figure valuations that their marketing power deserves. And even more importantly, the players' average salaries have surged to nearly $600,000. That means the middle class of the league, they can finally stop the exhausting off-season grind in Europe just to make ends meet. With a team salary cap that exploded from $1.5 million to $7 million, the WNBA has the financial gravity to keep its talent home, healthy, and focused for the season. Then you have the infusion of new blood. The arrival of the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire brings us to 15 teams, and the impact is immediate. The expansion draft earlier this month was brutal. It stripped the depth from established powerhouses and proved that there are no easy outs on this calendar anymore. In fact, we already saw this blueprint work with the Golden State Valkyries, who made the playoffs in their very first year. On the court, the league is reeling from a 2025 season that proved parity is the new form. The Las Vegas Aces may have hoisted the trophy, sweeping the Phoenix Mercury, but the road was anything but certain. In fact, the Minnesota Lynx emerged as tactical giants with a league-best 34-10 record, while the Atlanta Dream proved that the talent pool is now deep enough to support multiple 30-win contenders. Now, zoom out for a moment, and the picture is very clear. The niche label is officially dead, and the WNBA is here to stay. Hope you guys enjoyed that 2-minute drill. Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked the look. It did feel a little bit like I was in Barbie's dream house or something there, with the pink on pink look, but so much fun. I love kind of wearing my hair up like that recently, just kind of getting it out of my face for the summer. But yeah, thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed it. And so let's roll on into the NBA. Really appreciate your compliments, everyone. All right, and so I do have a couple plays that I really like in the NBA today, so I'm excited to get this rolling. Everything prior was a little bit more shaky in Major League Baseball. You know, like I've mentioned on my email that goes out every day. Join, by the way, if you haven't already, just by click and stay in touch on arielcalista.com. You know, baseball's still kind of shaky right now, so just be careful about it, and you know, think about that as you're making your bets. The NBA, I feel a lot more comfortable with these figures, so let's talk about this upcoming 7 o'clock game between the Orlando Magic and the Detroit Pistons. Thanks so much, DJ Ray, for reminding everyone to hit the thumbs up button. All right, so in the NBA, as you guys know, we've been crushing it with the totals lately. So I was going to bring it back tonight in this Magic Pistons game with another total. So let's look at this. It opened up at 214.5. Then this total rose from 214.5 all the way to 218.5. And not only did it rise 4 points towards the over, there was also level 4 money backing it. And as you guys know, on my grading scale, level 1 is the least amount of significant money. If I don't put any level on it at all, as you might see on the daily report sometimes, it means it's just mixed money. There's no significant money. Level 1 is the least significant, level 5 is the highest, and level 4, we are sitting so close to level 5 money, but I like this play. It is a good over move from the sportsbook, a good over move from the sharp bettors. So I think this is looking like a nice solid overplay in this Magic Pistons game. It's been a 4-point move, and yeah, you don't usually see 4-point moves too often. But in the next game that I'm looking at, we also have another 4-point move. Usually in the past, a lot of these NBA games, it was, you know, maybe a little bit of a smaller move on the total. So thank you, Tony. Thanks for reminding everyone to hit the like button. I truly appreciate everyone just tuning into this stream, following along, whether you're interested in sports or not interested in sports. I hope I could bring a good mix of everything to anyone who's watching. So and by the way, you could always reply to any single one of my emails. Like I write back really quick, but I have been a little crazy busy with work lately, so I'm trying to get back to everybody. But write to any one of my emails and just shoot me a message and say, hey, you know, I have a question about this, or I just want to say hi, or really anything. I think that's the best way of staying in touch with me, since social media is just, it's just so overrated. It's so filled with ads and censorship, and I mean, I just can't even stand social media anymore. So I ended up getting off of it pretty much, and that's why my emails is the best, easiest way to stay in touch with me. Really, truly. Oh wow, 219 at William Hill. Well, you know what? William Hill moves pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie. They do. And if anyone is in Las Vegas right now, I would say like one of the fastest moving books is actually the station casinos. Like, if you actually look at the station sports books, like, their models are so good. I mean, very good. I'd say, you know, they move, and then the rest of Vegas, like the MGMs, the Caesars, everybody, the William Hills, all of them follow. So if anyone is in Vegas getting those station numbers, those I've talked about it in my book, Sports Betting Illuminated, but I'm telling you guys right now, this is just another tidbit of information you might want to keep in your brain somewhere. But it does move, like, they move the line faster. So then sometimes you could get like slow lines at other books once you see them move. And that's just a very helpful tip, because they're very good and very accurate, and they're usually on it before anyone else. All right, so let's look at the Suns versus Thunder. This is a 9:40 p.m. Eastern game. Yeah, all of them are, aren't they, Tony? All of them are. YouTube, Instagram, like everywhere, all over Meta. I basically got off Instagram. I stopped seeing any of my friends' posts. Like, it just became every other post was an ad, and it was crazy. But I'd still say some places like Kick, Rumble, other places I'm streaming, like those places are still pretty good with like not throwing in too many ads. Sometimes an ad blocker might help. Thank you so much, Super Pro. I appreciate it. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the emails. It really does mean a lot to me. I put a lot of effort every day into those emails we can try to get out, creating all the different newsletter sections. So yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, get the emails. All right, looking at the Suns, Oklahoma City Thunder, the Phoenix Suns spread. Let's just start there. It opened up at plus 19.5. So, and I did see it move to plus 17.5. So that is a 2 points in the right direction on the spread for Phoenix. But it is on mixed money. It's looking still a little bit shaky right now. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for stopping in. You too. And happy 420. Oh, the lightning isn't trying to... That's funny, Super Pro. That is funny. If the lightning doesn't mess up the game between the Sun and the Thunder too. That is funny. Okay, so this is on pretty mixed money, I would say. If you're looking at this Phoenix Sun spread, I am not super interested in it right now. Even though it is a sports book move, it did move 2 points since the open in the right direction for them. It's just a lot of mixed money, so I don't think it's a solid play. Looking at the total, this is pretty interesting. Opened up at 212.5. And remember what I said earlier? I said we were going to have a couple totals here tonight that have a 4-point move towards the over. And right now, this game is sitting at 216.5 on the over. But also, there is level 1 money on the over. So I love seeing a huge 4-point move towards the over by the sportsbook. And then, of course, seeing all of the supporting money, level 1 money, definitely helps. Just solidifies my opinion that this over is looking better and better. So if you're looking at this Suns Thunder game, the over is definitely my favorite play here. Now, I know we have some hockey starting soon. Penguins versus Flyers. If anyone has some hockey plays tonight, feel free to throw them in the chat. I would love to see what you guys are taking. We have some true hockey pros here, who come into this live stream. And yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Super James today yet, DJ Ray. But I do need to reply to him. I love his replies to my emails. He's always like double checking the math, making sure everything's really tight, and I need that. Usually the math is like really good, but sometimes when you're dealing with a lot of numbers. 216.5 over at William Hill. Got it. Okay, I like it. Yeah, Super Dreams has been great for previewing and helping proofread a lot of my work just to make sure everything is good. All right, so those are the two plays I like in the NBA tonight. Just the over in this Magic Pistons game, and just the over and the Suns Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm being very picky, and like I said, if you're an action player, this Braves over, this Braves Nationals game over looks like maybe a ladder spot. So those are my only plays. I'm being very specific today. I'm not taking a bunch of plays all over the board. Sometimes I think if you give into what the sportsbook wants you to do and take parlay after parlay after parlay, then ultimately, it can just destroy your return over time. Even though, of course, it kind of gives you the lottery mentality of there was this one super great payout, but then while you're thinking about the payout, you're not realizing the odds on you actually hitting the lottery are really, really, really crappy for your investment over time. And that's kind of the same thing with parlays. So it's one of the sportsbook's biggest money makers. So and we've seen all of that data. We've looked at that data very closely in New Jersey, how much money the sportsbook is making off of each type of bet. And with straight bets, they're basically breaking even. The sportsbook is not making, and that's a wonderful thing. The sportsbook is really not making money off of you placing straight bets. That's a great thing to know. And then when they want to feed you parlays or boosted, I love this, play this boosted odds play. I used to get those all the time until I think their AI realized I wasn't responding to any of that. I wasn't gonna click on it just because they were, sending it to my email and popping it up on my phone and sending me the notifications, that they basically stopped trying to bother me with giving me a boosted this or a parlay that. But if you do play a lot of those, just know that is one of the ways the sportsbook kind of gets you. All right, so we covered all of the bets that I'm interested in today. Now let's roll into some AI. I think this is going to be really interesting. We've been talking a lot about last podcast we talked about SMOTE and working with imbalanced data sets, which of course you're going to get a lot of as you're building your sports betting AI models. And beyond SMOTE, there are so many different ways to work with imbalanced data and really make sure it's balanced versus, synthetic sampling. But today we're going to really talk about one specific, machine learning model. And you've probably heard of it before. In fact, a lot of corporate structures use it. In fact, you might have already used it without even knowing it and created one of these yourself. So let's roll into it. Decision trees, machine learning models that use decision trees. We're going to talk about how they make decisions. DJ Ray, thanks so much for dropping my Substack in the comments section. I do post a lot of Substacks. I'm going to post another NFL Substack really soon, so make sure to follow because it's going to be really interesting. And I am using the official NFL data for all of my numbers, so you can be sure it's accurate. I've done a lot of, I've been for the last year and a half just knees deep in getting all my credits for AI and machine learning. All right, so a decision tree. So you basically take your data and it's going to start splitting it into groups based on specific rules. And then it'll just keep splitting the data and splitting it until it reaches a prediction. So as you can see right there in the example, that is just, this is one of the notebooks I was working with, a model I created, which was predicting machine failures. So this is important if you're working in a factory, you want to know what machines are going to fail. You feed it this big CSV file, of all of the data, and yeah, you want to predict, like, is this going to fail and when? And then you can actually forecast, forecast properly for a company. So let's just talk about the architecture of a decision tree. That's funny, super pro. All right, so the architecture of a decision tree, it starts with the root node. Pretty simple, right? And now you can see all of its it looks like a tree. You have the branches, so you have the root nodes, then you have the internal nodes, and then you have the leaf node. So it just keeps branching out and branching out. And like you could see on the previous slide here, it could get very, very complicated with a lot of different decisions, but it doesn't mean that it's making bad decisions. This is just very simplified what a decision tree is, and you've probably seen this before. I mean, lots of people like to make fun graphics online about using decision trees. So maybe you've seen those in like memes and stuff before. I certainly have, or maybe I'm just a nerd getting the nerdy memes. I don't know. That's also possibly true. Okay, so of course, like any machine learning model, you're going to have like an overfitting versus underfitting problem. If it's a huge tree, it could memorize everything and just overfit to exactly, all of the data, which means it's not testing well on unseen data. When you give it a new set of data, like say you're feeding it this one CSV file, I'm predicting machine failure. We're gonna use the same example, right? And then you give it a whole new set of data, same columns, same layout, so you're not having to do a bunch of data cleaning. But you already split your data. We talked about this. We talked about this in the past in one of our AI segments. You already split your data, and then when you test it, if it doesn't generalize, then it's just going to fail when it comes to new data. It's not going to predict anything. And underfitting, that's a problem as well. You don't want it to be so broad that it just doesn't generalize well to other unseen data. Hey Alvin, welcome in. I didn't know you were here. Yeah, exactly. You could use it in all kinds of applications. So you could see with this machine failure prediction model, gosh, it's a little bit small. Let me see. Let me try a different layout. Okay. Okay, maybe, oops. Where did I go? Okay, here it is. So now you can see here, I'm looking at the accuracy, the recall, the precision, and the F1 scores. So even though it's a very big decision tree, the recall is sitting at 97%. So it is generalizing pretty well to unseen data. And now let's talk about pruning. So pruning is when you cut back the tree. So as you could see from the first example, there was a lot of different nodes in here, a lot of different leaves. And then you prune it, you cut back the tree, and yes, it does sound a lot like actually going outside and pruning your tree. It's the same kind of concept. It's removing the weak splits, it's simplifying the decisions, and it's just making the overall structure of your tree a lot less complicated. So as you can see, I pruned the tree and it's still getting a 96% recall. So it's still doing very well, even after I simplified it like a ton. So that is just one method you could use. But there are several ways to control trees. You could set a max depth, which just limits how much you want the tree to grow. So instead of having all these leaves, all of these different nodes, you're just going to set max depth like, no, I want it to be, slightly smaller or this large, etc. You could set minimum samples per split. So like I said here, it prevents tiny meaningless splits, meaning, if the data doesn't really need to be split, it just won't. And then of course pruning, which we already talked about, and this happens after you train your tree. So you cut it back intelligently, and yeah, you do have your own digital garden. And then next week, we are going to move on to random forest. So, random forest is when you have a whole bunch of decision trees, and then you're able to get the best outcome just because you have a lot of different decision trees working together, and it does lead to a better outcome than just having one decision tree. So yeah, you're growing your own digital garden. That's a great analogy, super pro. And then soon you'll be growing your own digital forest. So I hope you guys enjoyed that AI lesson. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to write me. I'm thinking maybe next week we'll start working with some actual NFL data and making decision trees from there. I would like to create some models with you guys so you could really have like a hands-on experience. Thank you, Spencer. And if you want to start working, with Jupyter Notebooks, Jupyter Labs, it's free, it's easy to get started and start coding your own models, and it's really easy. So I just want to show you guys right here, AI is not scary. I want you to be able to utilize it yourself to your own benefit to make better sports betting models. So thank you so much, DJ Ray. I'm glad I know this stuff. I'm glad I get to teach you guys, and it's not like I'm some big university out there putting like a big price tag on these lessons, because I think it's important for everybody to be able to know to code. I really wish they would teach children like from the time that they are in like first or second grade how to start coding and working with code, because it's almost like learning how to write. In a way, you learn how to write for a computer to understand your formula and give you a specific output, and suddenly the whole world's at your fingertips. You're able to create so much, you're able to use data to your true advantage, and it's truly a wonderful thing. Earlier today I was like, wow, I have this book, I would love to go through all these different chapters, but I really want some AI feedback. And when you go to an AI and you feed it like a few chapters, or you feed it a whole big document, and it just gives you like a few paragraphs of some general like improvements to make, and you're like, well, I have 200 pages here. That's not going to work for me. I need actual detailed feedback. I created a multi-agent system for, like each group of agents to go through chapters, and, a select group of chapters, and then compile all the feedback together into like one big document. So that's what I'm doing now. I just think, what you could do with AI is really, really cool. There's so many specific use cases for it out there, but especially for large language models, like finding the right use case, such as creating these multi-agent systems to actually look through writing and language and text, what language models are quite literally the best at. Is a perfect way to create a multi-agent system. I mean, sometimes, if you want to start getting really fancy with it, there's ways to do that as well, but I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with talking about agents and decorators and functions and all of that stuff today. But now you guys know about making a simple decision tree, and then next time, of course, we're going to talk about creating a random forest. And we're going to start working with some of this actual free NFL data so anyone can access it, and truly start working with it working with the NFL Python library. It's out there, it's available, and I don't want you guys out there paying hundreds of dollars a month or thousands of dollars a month to some, betting model that's literally just asking ChatGPT and maybe a spreadsheet on what's what. We can do better with that, and we can do better with that with free resources that are right here. And I'm happy to teach you guys. So, of course, if you have any questions, you guys know how to write me. arielcalista.com. Click on the stay in touch button, and of course, reply to any single one of my free daily emails. I also have a form box, a contact box on the website. Lots of ways you could get a hold of me, but I would love to get to more people on my free daily report email, and just spread the love out there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, DJ Ray. That is coming. I think we did really well with like our multiple linear regression model. We did really well with our sentiment analysis and actually using those code blocks. So now actually showing you how to do this, how to do these like random forest machine learning models. I just can't wait to get into it. But now you guys also already know like the first step, like learning basically just multiple linear regression. That is machine learning, even though, you could do a lot of it with math and doing it by hand. That's still considered machine learning, and so is this, decision trees, random forests. Then we start getting into more complicated things like gradient boosting and things like that, but we have plenty of time to cover all of that. So we're learning each piece one step at a time, and each piece really does build upon the next. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a fun time here on the Sports Betting Illuminated show. I definitely did. Even though I wasn't able to give you guys great NASCAR feedback, I hope my NASCAR I have my NASCAR outfit substituted for that, even though I don't have much for you in the NASCAR department today. Well, thank you so much for joining the Sports Betting Illuminated live stream. I will see you all next time, and that is Sunday at 11 a.m. Make sure to give the stream a subscribe, a thumbs up, and good luck tonight on all of your wagers, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me.